Level 1, the first breach. The alert hits at 2:13 a.m. Your laptop screen floods red. Not theirs. Yours. Someone is tracing you. You stare at the terminal window, cursor blinking, heartbeat syncing with it. You have 47 seconds before your connection is triangulated through 3 compromised routers in Bucharest. You knew the risk when you slipped into the Municipal Water Authority database. It was supposed to be a test, a quiet proof of concept. Now it's a decision. You sever the connection, pull power, smash the drive with the heel of your palm against the concrete floor of your apartment. The room smells like burnt circuitry. This is the first rule of the ecosystem: survival over pride. You're a nobody, a ghost in cheap sneakers with a $900 custom-built rig and a VPN chain you barely trust. You trade exploits in encrypted forums for cryptocurrency that fluctuates by the hour. You clear $3,200 in your first month selling access to small corporate networks. It feels powerful. It isn't. You tell yourself you only target institutions, insurance companies, data brokers. No victims, just systems. But the system notices, and it's starting to look back. Level 2, the invitation. The message arrives without sender metadata. We've been watching. Not law enforcement. Worse. A private collective. 7 operators. No names. Just handles and reputation scores that move markets. They control ransomware pipelines, election interference contracts, corporate sabotage campaigns. Closed ecosystem. No outsiders unless invited. You're invited. Rule 2. Access is currency. You prove yourself with a timed breach. 6 hours to infiltrate a regional bank's internal auditing server without triggering anomaly detection. You do it in 4. You don't touch the money. That wasn't the task. Restraint earns respect. Your cut from the first joint operation is $40,000. Clean. Layered through privacy coins, tumbled across 6 exchanges, landed in cold storage that doesn't touch your name. You upgrade everything. Hardware. OpSEC. Apartment. You stop using your real voice online. You feel yourself splitting into 2 people. The one who buys groceries. The one who manipulates infrastructure. The second one is winning. Level 3, the contract. It's no longer about money. A message comes with a state insignia embedded in the encryption key. A government. Not yours. They don't threaten. They negotiate. They want access to a rival nation's satellite telemetry. Temporary disruption. Plausible deniability. You hesitate. This is geopolitical. Rule 3. If governments are paying, someone is bleeding. The contract is $2.8 million, split among the collective. Your share is $600,000. You justify it. It's just code. Just packets rerouted. Just delays in orbit correction data. No bombs. But 2 weeks later, a weather satellite malfunctions during a typhoon response. Relief coordination slows by 6 hours. You don't know if it's connected. You tell yourself it isn't. Your sleep changes. You start checking exits in every room you enter. Level 4, the operator. You don't wait for contracts anymore. You design them. You map critical infrastructure the way other people map subway lines. Power grids. Air traffic control redundancies. Defense contractor supply chains. You understand choke points. This level has rules. Never attack your home country. Never embarrass a client publicly. Never leave a signature unless it's intentional. You oversee 3 junior hackers now. You test them with small breaches, university servers, regional utilities. You watch how they handle pressure. You are calm. That's new. You clear $5 million in a year. None of it exists on paper. You own nothing officially. No house. No car. Everything leased through layers. Power feels procedural. You notice you don't flinch anymore when you read about cyber attacks in the news. You measure them. Assess their sophistication. Judge the operator. You are no longer chasing reputation. You're building it. Level 5, the blacklist. Your name, your handle, appears in a classified briefing leaked by a whistleblower. Primary hostile cyber actor. 3 governments jointly sanction you. Assets frozen. You smile at the irony. There are no assets to freeze. But travel becomes impossible. Borders become walls. Rule 5. Once you're named, you're never unnamed. You move every 90 days. Different cities. Different continents. Always places with weak extradition treaties. You memorize emergency destruction protocols. One command wipes 3 years of infrastructure. The collective fractures. 2 members take deals. Immunity in exchange for cooperation. You understand. Loyalty is conditional in this ecosystem. Survival is not. You tighten your circle to one trusted partner. You speak in person only, in crowded markets with white noise and disposable phones. You stop thinking about morality. You start thinking about leverage. Level 6, the architect. You don't execute attacks anymore. You design campaigns. Governments don't request services. They posture. They hint. They leak budgets through intermediaries. You interpret the signals. You orchestrate simultaneous disruptions across financial clearinghouses during a diplomatic summit. Nothing collapses, but markets dip 3%. Negotiations shift tone. That's power. You never appear in the chain of command. Contractors hire subcontractors who hire freelancers. 10 layers down, someone runs your code without knowing your name. Rule 6. Invisibility is authority. You watch junior operators chase headlines and arrests. You cultivate silence. You feel detached from consequences, like a strategist moving pieces on a board. But you also notice something else. You don't have friends anymore, only liabilities and assets. Level 7, the fear. You become a rumor. Governments create task forces around your patterns. They analyze your timing, your restraint, your precision. They brief presidents on capability scenarios tied to your potential actions. You don't boast. You don't threaten. You simply demonstrate once. A controlled blackout in a capital city for exactly 9 minutes. Hospitals switch to backup. Military bases scramble. No casualties. Then power returns. A message follows through a diplomatic backchannel. We prefer negotiation. Rule 7. Fear is more stable than chaos. You realize you are no longer reacting to the system. The system reacts to you, but you pay for it. You trust no one. Not your partner. Not encrypted channels. Not the air in your room. You run daily counter-surveillance routes. You eat at different hours. You sleep in fragmented cycles. Ultimate leverage creates ultimate paranoia. You are powerful. You are hunted. Level 8, the Ghost Protocol. There is no dramatic climax. Just silence. You initiate your final protocol without announcement. You dismantle your own infrastructure. Burn servers. Transfer control scripts to dead-man switches that trigger if you disappear. You design deterrence. An automated cascade capable of crippling energy grids across 3 continents if your biometric heartbeat stops transmitting. You don't want to use it. You want it known. This is the last rule. Control the consequence, and no one pulls the trigger. You live off-grid now. No fixed address. No digital footprint beyond what you allow. Your wealth exists in fragmented cold storage wallets memorized in seed phrases no court can extract. You have power beyond borders. And no freedom at all. You cannot relax, cannot retire, cannot confess. You are a myth governments budget for, and myths don't get to be human. You sit in a dim room, screen glow reflecting in your eyes, monitoring systems you built years ago. Not to attack, to ensure they remain capable. Deterrence requires maintenance. You think about the first night, the smashed hard drive, the panic. You miss the simplicity. Somewhere, in a small apartment lit by a single monitor, a beginner bypasses his first firewall. He thinks it's about money. He thinks it's about skill. He doesn't see the ecosystem yet. You do, and you know exactly where it leads.